Hi. This is your girl, Tiffany S. Carter, and this is Tiffany Talks. And this is a special night because not even just a special night, but it's also a special month. It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. But we don't only want to think about, sometimes when people think about breast cancer, they always think about, the person who's passed on. And before we get this started, this show is dedicated to my grandmother. My grandmother Rosa Carter, who passed and lost her journey 9/16 of 2009. And it's hashtag Rosa Girls. And so to anybody that's lost someone today to breast cancer and was a victim of such a terrible disease, I want to say let's take a moment of silence for those individuals. Now, since we're ready to start tonight, yes, it has people who've lost their battle, but it's also people who survived it. There are people who fought the good fight. You understand? They have went through triumphs, probably went through family problems, even probably relationship problems. Can tell you the aspect of working, trying to work, of being a survivor, and how does that look after the aftermath? Like what's happening, and who better to get that from is from the people who've experienced tonight. You want to share this video because you never know who it may help or you never know who it may save. So tonight, I have tonight with me some breast cancer survivors. I have Chandra Turner, Kimberly Lewis, and Robin Cooper. Hold on, and I'll bring them to the stream. Hi, ladies.
Hi, Tiffany.
How are you all doing?
Great. Thank you for having me.
Doing good.
So tonight, we're talking about breast cancer. And guys, going to share that video. And first, let's see who's going to be first. Well, we're going to put the person who was here first. Survivor Chandra Turner. We're going to put the person who was on time. Who was ready. With the earrings, with everything, honey. Just had it laid out. I just want to say that was my grandmother's child. Like, the beach, okay. Well, you laid out and you're ready. So please tell us where you're from. And then after that, we'll go right across the street to Rob and then to Kim. So just tell us a little bit where you're from, please, and about your family.
Okay, I am Survivor Chandra Turner. I am from Atlanta, Georgia.
I can't hear you, Sean.
I'm sorry. Can you hear me now?
Everyone else, mute your lines.
Can you hear me now?
It's you, Sean.
Can you hear me?
We'll come back to you. You come in and come back out. Okay, Kimberly.
Hello, can you hear me?
She said I can hear you. You can hear her?
I can hear her. I heard. Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, go on. If y'all can hear her, I can't hear Sean. Go on, Chandra.
Not now. You muted now. No.
You muted now.
Okay, yourself. Can you hear me now? You can hear me? You can hear me, Tiffany?
I don't know why I can't hear you, but just keep going.
Okay.
Tell your story.
My name is Survivor Chandra Turner. I am from Atlanta, Georgia. My family is from Atlanta, Georgia. Of course, I was born and raised here. And she still can't hear me.
I don't know what's happening, but I'm trying to listen to her, and I cannot hear her for some reason. Chandra, can you go back in and come back out? Because I have to be able to hear you.
Okay.
I just hear Nuki and Kim. Okay, Robin, your turn. Yeah, I can hear you.
Hi, you can hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Survivor Robin Cooper. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, born and raised. My family also was born and raised from Atlanta, Georgia. Also, I grew up on the west side, Campbellton Road, Ben Hill.
Can you tell us about your children?
Okay, I have 5 children and 2 grandkids, 3 girls, 2 boys. My grandbabies are 2 boys.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And
And, and what else? What else you want us to know? What you said you have
that's it.
children, and yeah. Okay, so go on to Kim. Kim, tell us where you from and your family.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kimberly Lewis. I gotta add, 5 year survivor this year. Um, I have 3 kids. I have 3 grands, and I was born and raised in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm a Grady baby. I reside in Lithonia now.
Okay. So, ladies, first and foremost, today, well, where we came here is because of breast cancer. And Cheryl Ramon said, she's clapping for you ladies. Because now they look pretty in their pink. I put on my pink too, y'all. They look pretty in their pink. Grady babies. Okay, these Grady babies. You know what they say about the ATL. Don't get it wrong, y'all. Y'all, I might be in the field with them Grady babies, honey. Don't get it wrong. But, first and foremost, let's go back to Nuki. I mean, Robin. I'm sorry. Robin. Let's go back to Robin. Robin, can you tell us, like, when did you, and anybody that's not speaking, just mute your phone for a second. And can you tell us when did you learn that you were diagnosed with breast cancer, and how was that day?
Oh wow. September 5th, 2018. My doctor called me and told me that it was cancer. I found a lump in August, went to my doctor, had a mammogram, had an ultrasound, and
Mm-hmm.
then I had the biopsy done. And then I got that call on September 5th, 2008, changed my life forever. And was told that it was cancer.
Mm.
And then,
Well, let me ask you something. I think
yeah.
what
So the lump, I actually found a lump.
you found the lump, and how
Yes.
can you just describe? Because we don't know who we're gonna help. How big do you think the lump was? It noticeable, or you just kind of was examining yourself?
You know. Yeah, the lump was noticeable. It was in the front, like by the nipple.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very noticeable and you can feel it. And it was painful. Like I started feeling pain. And like
Mm-hmm.
the third, I'm talking about, it was like this unbearable pain that would last for like 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And so after I felt that pain, like the third time, I was like, let me go to the doctor and get this seen about. And as soon as the doctor saw it, they automatically just told me, go get a mammogram, go get an ultrasound done, and then on to the biopsy.
So, as you sitting there and you learn that you have cancer
Mm-hmm.
and you have children,
Mm-hmm.
what was the conversation? What was the conversation like? Because I mean, it's a couple of things that you don't want to tell your kids because you're unfor.
Mm-hmm.
What was that one of the hardest things about this journey? Because you're like, I gotta face my children and tell them this.
Mm-hmm. And it took me a minute to tell my kids also.
Mm-hmm.
It took me like, I didn't tell them till like a month later. So it took me, I was scared, didn't know what was gonna happen. So it took me a minute to really tell anyone. I told my cousin who had it before me. I talked to her. I told her like a week later. And after I talked to her, I felt a little better.
Right. And so
Mm-hmm.
now moving over, I'm gonna come back to you. Um, I'm gonna move to Kim.
Mm-hmm.
Kim, and everybody else can mute their phones. Kim, what did it look like the day that you learned you had cancer? What did that day take us to that day?
That day. First of all, how I found out the same way Robin did. I was in the shower and
Mm.
I was, just bathing, and I know my body.
Mm-hmm.
So, I was, washing or whatever, and I felt the lump. And then I knew something, was not right. So I scheduled my appointment. I went to the doctor, and she also did the check on me, and she said it's most definitely something. We don't know what it is. It's something. So then
Mm-hmm.
she set me up for an appointment to go get a mammogram. I went to get
Mm-hmm.
the mammogram. They also did biopsy and ultrasound, and they placed me in a room. And I was in this room with a box of tissue and stuff, and I'm like, "What's going on? What
Mm.
is going on?" But they didn't tell me there. They sent me home. They sent me home, and they told me to get my results from my doctor's office.
Mm-hmm.
I went to get my results from my doctor's office. They didn't tell me. They set me up. They set me up with an appointment with my a breast surgeon, and I'm like, "Why am I going to a breast surgeon?" He was asking me all types of questions like, "Does cancer run in your family?" I'm like, "No, why? Why?" He never answered. 2 weeks went by. I
Mm.
went to see the breast surgeon,
Mm-hmm.
and she gave me the news that I had stage 2, HER2 breast cancer. And oh my God,
Mm.
we're not even gonna talk about that day because just hearing about that, just
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry,
It's a lot of emotions. Yeah.
just hearing that word, I thought about my kids, and I'm like, Lord, please don't let me leave, please. My daughter was getting ready to graduate, and all I could think of was, am I gonna die? That's it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But
You
yeah,
know my crybaby self over here. Yeah,
I'm sorry.
but it's very
It was
real.
devastating. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
it's devastating. It was devastating.
yeah. And now, so we're gonna give you a time to come back.
Yeah.
We're gonna give you a time to come back. No need to
Okay.
apologize. This is a real conversation, a real show. Every show ain't funny and every show ain't entertaining. I talk about real stuff, you know what I'm saying, at the end of the day. So moving on to Chandra. Which I know you like. I know everybody had their read, it was like for me, I was just thinking as she was speaking, everybody, each one of these people, cause these are my cousins. Number one, let's go. These are my cousins. And everybody telling their news. But the one news that I remember for a moment is, please unmute your mic, Chandra Turner. And I think I sat there because she said, "Don't tell my kids." And I was like, "What? Why would you tell me this?" And it was so bad that I was just like, I think it just not, and I couldn't imagine what she was feeling because it just knocked the air out of me. Like I was just like, "Wait a minute, oh, so please tell us about your experience." Right?
So for me, can you hear me this time?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes. Okay. So Kim just kind of messed me up. So
I
I
know.
needed
I
to
was
go first.
oh God. But
Yeah.
don't apologize. These are stories and they're
Uh-huh.
real. Tell
Yeah.
them for the people.
So for me, I didn't have any signs. There were no lumps, no bumps, no pain. There was nothing there that I could remember. But what I do remember is that my mom, um, our church had offered a breast cancer screening for us. And my
Mm-hmm.
mom was on me, nagging me, like, you should go and take it. And I'm like, what? That's for older people. Like, you go and take it. So she kept telling me to go and take it. So I went on to Piedmont and I took it just because she wanted me to. And I remember that being in 2016. Well,
Mm-hmm.
shortly after I took the test, the mammogram, I moved. I
Mm-hmm.
changed my address, my phone number, everything. So they couldn't reach me. Well, I don't remember why I went back, but in 2017, I went back to get a mammogram again, and they said, "Well, hey, we've been looking for you. Like, where did you go? We sent a letter to tell you to come back. You had an abnormal, a
Mm-hmm.
mammogram." And I was like, "What?" And they said, "Well, yeah, we're gonna do another mammogram on you, and we'll get the results back. We'll give you a call." They called me back so quick the next day, like, "I need you to come back in. You need to do this. We need to do a biopsy. We need to do this." I was already scared. They scared me because they were moving so fast. Well, 2017, July the 17th, 2017, I was diagnosed with cancer. My
Mm.
birthday is July the 22nd. So on July the 17th, 2017, everything in me, from the words that I got, "You have cancer," I felt like that day I just died. I'm
Mm.
like him. When they give you that news, it feels like somebody's giving you a death sentence. You're immediately worrying about your kids. Who's going to take care of my kids? Who's going to be here? Who's going to do this? And I'm like writing my obituary. I
Mm.
mean, I got plans. I like, bury me here, do this, because one thing I knew was that I was not going to take chemo. That was the one thing that I said, okay, you know what? I'm out of here. I'm not taking chemo. But that was my day. And it, like Robin said, it just completely changed my life. To this day, it it's a real story. And the half cannot be told. Yeah.
Well, I definitely, just the experience of breast cancer. I think my mom was the first. My mom's best friend was the first person I ever knew that passed the breast cancer. She was very, very, very young. And I experienced what that did to my mom, her best friend. She was like in her early 30s. But to have it go through your family the way that it did was not, and I mean, it was like, oh my God, it was something else. But just seeing what it did to everyone, and I just want to say right now, no matter how many bad moments you said you had in it, just the fact that you survived to tell the story, that's the victory part. Because nobody know how many days you cried by yourself. Don't nobody know how many days you wanted to go to work and you couldn't go to work and you was just surviving, because don't nobody warn you when you're gonna get sick. Don't nobody tell you this is gonna happen and change your life. Stuff that I've kind of been preaching for a while, because I know don't nobody warn you about these things. So what I want to convey is, because some people say, well, that can't be me. That can't be me, right?
Right.
And it's just like, how many things have happened to let you know that you're not invisible? You understand? That's why I brought these ladies to this platform, because they were regular people living regular lives. And honestly, I don't even think in my family we had that many young people that had breast cancer. I just knew my grandma on my dad's side. These are my mom's side. So I'm just like, I didn't even know nobody had breast cancer. So for three of your cousins to have, that was like, that's it just did something. But how hard was it when not only did you have breast cancer, but the work life? Nobody ever thinks about that part. How long did you have to stay off of work?
Well, for me, I stayed off of work for 2 years. What I
Mm,
thought would be, okay, I'm going to go ahead and get this quick surgery and run through this little chemo, in the Atlanta way, this little chemo, and get it over with. And I'm going back to work. I was off work for 2 years, and I'm still off of work, in and out and back and
mm-hmm.
forth to appointments now. And it's 2021.
What do you say, Kim? How did you have to adjust for not working and going
Um,
through all that?
I was actually working when I found out I was working, and I didn't know the extent of the chemo.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I took my first chemo treatment and I went to work, and that just was not. It wasn't happening. I didn't have any strength. I didn't have any strength to do anything, and I stayed off of work for 2 years also,
Mm-hmm.
because I had to do a year of infusion. Even after I finished chemo, I had to do a year of infusion. So I stayed off 2 years also.
How was your journey, Robin? When you talk about that aspect, Because I think you have to quit. You had to change things around too.
Yes. So I also was off for 2 years, and what I thought was gonna be like a 3-month process turned into
Mm.
2 years.
Wow. All of y'all
Yes.
saying 2 years. So that's one aspect. So you're talking about now I got to deal that I have breast cancer. Now I'm trying to figure out where my check coming from, my money. Let's be realistic. Then you have kids that still dependent upon you and still do. You
Hmm.
understand? And now you have grandkids, you have a family, and all these things that people steer as negative, all these negatives. But you know where we're gonna end at. What is something, each of you, I don't want you to answer this quick. What is something that just kept you in the fight? And you can name as many things. This is your show. What is something, because you never know who's watching. I just say, if I don't tell people, you ain't gotta take my word, but I'm gonna give somebody some words to stay in the game. Like, stay in the game. You understand? What is something going to, let's start with Kimberly. What is a quote? What is something? What is a song? What is a saying? What is those people? How did that support system? What kept you going daily?
What kept me going daily was the scripture in Philippians. I can do all things through Christ, which strengthens me. My kids kept me going, my mom, and of course the man upstairs, my God.
Mhm. Back to you, Robin. What kept you going?
Just like what Kim said, my God and my kids. I had a praying, strong, supportive family
Mhm.
that would kept me going.
What about you, Chandra?
For me, what kept me going first was God, my kids next. And when I realized that I had a grandbaby, it
Mhm.
was over with. Oh, I was fighting. At first, I kind of was like, oh, this is ridiculous. Like, wow, would my kids be better without me? You start to question a lot of things. But then I had a grandbaby. And the biggest thing that carried me through was my mom. My mom is deceased now. She died in August. But when I tell you, for every surgery, for every appointment, for every anything that I went through, every chemotherapy session, my mom sat next to me. Her prayers were so strong. After I came out of surgery one time, I remember saying I could hear my mom praying, and I was still under anesthesia. I could hear my mom crying and praying for me on the side of my bed.
Mhm.
And I told her, I said, are you okay? I said, I thought I heard you crying. And she said, no, no. It was her. I heard her. I heard my mom crying for me beside my
Mhm.
bed. I had over 19 surgeries,
Mhm.
but I heard my mom praying for me. She carried me every step of the way. I could not imagine. I could not imagine her not being there and going through that. I don't even know if I would have made it without God first, and then her just being there, just dragging me through. And after it was all over and I was on my feet, I felt like she left, like she was just holding on just for me. It was a big part.
Well, that's another aspect that I will. I ain't gonna want us to be crying all night, but that's a big aspect. To be sick, then you have to go through grief. Because what people don't understand, just I'll just take a little second because she can't tell her story. But when my grandmother, well, I identify as far as the grief part, because my grandmother, when my father passed, she was sick, but she was fighting, she was getting up. And then when my dad passed, she said, I just don't have no reason to live. And so when you talk about things and you talk about broken, I commend you, ladies. I commend you because these battles, these are alone battles. Nobody really But God, you understand what I'm saying? But God, like these are alone. Like I tell people, do you know how many alone battles, all that stuff you see on social media, no matter how much I say, the battles by yourself are the battles you must win. That's for y'all too, to continue on. Like, I know it might not look like you planned it. Nothing in this life look like I planned it. But what I realized, you must take your pain and bring the power out of it. And when you bring the power out of it, Chandra, it creates your purpose. And let me tell you something. I'm sorry, y'all, but when you been on purpose, I didn't even understand I was attached to my healing and my freedom. Whoever the song says free is free indeed. I brought you on this show because I knew you survived in a lot of ways. More than just breast cancer. You didn't just survive in that doctor's office. You had to survive in your room. You had to survive when you cried in your car. You just had to survive. And I thank you for surviving. Each person that battles cancer or have people that have cancer as our family has been plagued, just the fact that you survived, you should look at your family member and be like, girl, I'm just glad you survived that. You understand? So if somebody has to go before you to create and make the pattern clear for you, you understand what I'm saying? They got to go. But let me tell you something. You're not just surviving. To tell your story in front of people you don't know, you're thriving. That's exactly where God wants you to be. You understand? So before, look, we didn't got all these tears. Look, you know it. Look, you know I be passionate about this stuff, Quenisha. Look, I be like, but this is what I'm here for because I want to tell every day, you know, we can look at celebrities, we can look at the people on these platforms. What about the people in our life that are fighting battles every single day in front of us? Mental battles, emotional battles, all these battles. But before anything else, if y'all could give us one favorite quote before you lovely ladies leave, but hold on, we have to have a little break. Let's get ourselves together before I want to close on this. We gotta have a little break. But give me 1 second. Hold on. We'll have a little commercial.
Culture TV is the place to be, offering a variety of your favorite movies, food and travel shows, urban documentaries, and even independent shows as well. All on your Roku and Fire TV. Yeah, I know, all that sounds way too good to be true. Well, what if I told you it was?
You know what really makes me laugh? I used to think that my life was a tragedy.
So get ready, get prepared. What do you have to do? Do you have to read some books? Do you have to work out a little more? Do you have to meditate a little more? But whatever you do, be prepared for the purpose. Thank you. That commercial was brought by from our new baby, Culture TV, guys. If you have anything that you want to promote, any movies, any shows, it's the culture. We about the culture where it's excellence over here. So please hit any DMs, any emails, and there you go. But back to everybody here that we got all ourselves back together. Can you just close us out, starting with Kim, with one quote, one more quote that just gets you by, something else to give to the audience, and just to close them out.
One more quote. You never know how strong you are until being strong is all you got.
That's true. You, Robin?
I had to unmute my mic.
That's okay.
Um, just
Anything.
I,
You can say keep pushing, keep going, anything
yeah,
positive.
yeah. I mean, it nothing is impossible without God.
There you go. There you go. That's it. That's period. That's all. That's it.
Period.
That's right. And then with you, Chandra, what is something that you just know that's gonna help somebody else, and it helps you too?
Okay, I have a couple of things. The first thing
Okay.
is you talked about a song. My song was Mary Mary Yesterday. And I always say, and this is my life quote, be kinder than necessary to anyone you meet because everybody is fighting some type of battle.
Mm-hmm.
And my last thing to leave with everybody, and I'm just saying this because it's on a bigger platform, and I can't, sometimes you can't get people to listen until, something like
Mm-hmm.
this strikes, but check into your cancer insurance policies through your agent today.
Mm-hmm.
Cancer insurance policies. You are never too old. Family cancer insurance policies. And the next is reach out and find out about AFLAC on your jobs and just how much it is to get AFLAC because cancer does not discriminate. So whether you're a man, breast cancer, a woman, a child, black, white, small, vegetarian,
Right.
vegan, or you
Everything.
eat all the meat, or you're an alcoholic or a drug addict, cancer does not discriminate.
No, it does not.
Check into your cancer life insurance policies. They have them. People just don't know about them. And check into AFLAG.
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely. So definitely she said the council policy, which is also true. And she said athletes and then your LTC, long-term care. All of that take care of you. You do not have to pass to take care of you. Also, if you get life insurance, make sure it has a long living will on it. Meaning I don't have to die to obtain it. Because mostly people go broke from medical bills than they ever will from
Yes.
passing. So that is very wisdom. And thank you for bringing that up. I try not to always bring up insurance. People I'd be like, but they just do not understand the things that I've seen and how people you could go broke tomorrow if you get ill, and you don't have the money because, like they said, they was off of work 2 years. If they would have had cancer policies, which they kind of are pricey, but at the end of the day, it's all medical bills pricey.
That's
Prescriptions
right.
pricely. One of my mom's medicine was like $1,000. All of it's pricey. It's like highway robbery. Like,
Yes, it
where's
is.
like what
Yeah.
is going on?
Yeah.
So that was definitely a good word. I thank you, ladies. Keep fighting the good fight. Keep being fighters, not only in your home but in your community. Quenisha said, thank you for surviving. Cheryl said, I need to add all of that to the chat. Yes, 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 ma'am. Now, y'all, if you have any other questions how to add, I'll send you to some insurance agents. No, I will not write, but I will lead you the way that you need to go. I will lead you to the way you need to go. But that was good, Sandra, because people don't even know. They don't add these riders on, but them riders are everything that will save your life.
That's
So
right.
even down the doctor's visit, they paying for them to just sit out of work. Okay. So thank you, ladies, for coming. It's always been great. I'm glad I saw you a year ago, and I'm glad I brought you back a year later just to
Bless.
see, to still see smiles, to see you doing well, and still just fighting for what you know you deserve. Because if you don't know you deserve it, you ain't gonna get it, honey. You gotta know you deserve the good life. And I ain't talking about the perfect life. I'm talking about the life that sets you free, honey. And whatever that looks like. I don't care if it's running down the street. Run down the street, sis. We are going to see y'all next year. Hopefully we can do this on a bigger scale. And I'll be glad when pandemic and it can be virtual, in live and in person panel like it's other people. But thank you so much for blessing my platform as all. And keep fighting, ladies. And thank you for being a breast health survivor. Thank you. We thank you for having
Thank
me on
you,
Tiffany Talk.
Tiffany.
Bye. Love you guys. Thank you, guys, y'all. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen. It has been another real conversation, honey. You should have got your Kleenex for that one. I should have known. But anyways, I told you we always have real conversation. This was a special night, but we're always here on Mondays and Wednesdays. We will be back next Monday. I will be back Wednesday for Power Hour. But next Monday, we will have another guest, and we're going to keep this ball rolling. But thank you for all the breast cancer survivors. Keep fighting, y'all. And share this video. And to all those that didn't make it, we still think you're warriors. Don't forget to check your tatas, okay? Check yourself, because those were very young women. They are not what you consider, like she said, nobody's discriminating. So this has been your girl, Tiffany S. Carter, and thank you for all my sponsoring partners, Clean Advantage, CK Management, and also Culture TV, and so many others are coming on, honey. Get the inquiring, because we are the new culture of TV. This has been your girl, Tiffany S. Carter. This has been another Tiffany Talks, where real conversations have been happening, and you were just a part of the conversation. Have a good night, and have a great week.